Brown. White for 2 and a foul.
What a great pass by Jaylen Brown.
Derrick White wasting no time in his debut for the Boston Celtics as they get their 7th straight win, 108-102 over the Denver Nuggets. Welcome in here to Celtics Post Game Live, presented by your New England Ford dealers. I'm Abby Chin. He's Chris Forsberg. And we're fired up, Chris. This was a real test for the Celtics, and they came through with a gritty win.
Yeah, and look, it wasn't pretty for long stretches. There's some maddening turnovers, missed free throws, but we kept saying, how will it look when the Celtics have to dig in the final 5 minutes against a good opponent? And they aced the test tonight. Their defense went up a level. I thought it was interesting that they went with that new, probably closing time lineup with Derrick White out there with the core four, and got good returns there, and just, was sturdy and did enough to get to the finish line of this game. And of course, Rob came up with some stuff. But yeah, it's just good. Like, of the 7 wins, this is one of the more satisfying, even though, we knew the Denver Nuggets were not a great fourth quarter team.
No question. Derrick White off of a plane through his physical, and the coaching staff showing the trust in him in there in crunch time, and the Celtics, like you said, pull through. Let's take a look at it. We're going to go back to the fourth quarter and these game-changing plays with about 3.5 minutes left. Jayson Tatum kicks it out to Jaylen Brown, who drives the lane, and who's there?
It's my guy.
Throwing up to Rob Williams for the oop. Rob was feasting on the offensive boards tonight. And then Jaylen Brown, we just saw this, throwing it into Derrick White, calmly knocking it down. Nice assist by JB. He gets the and one, although missed the free throw. And then the defense on Jokic, but
Robert.
How did he do that?
Look at that. Not only the block, but the presence of mind to throw
Yes.
behind his back and control it. Amazing.
To Marcus Smart, and then Marcus, who was the player of the game.
Just a basketball play.
That is nothing, Chris. That was
I don't know
nothing.
what you saw there, but it was nothing.
Nothing to see here. It looked like a slap, but no, the referees ruled it nothing. That is a foul on Facundo Campazzo.
Yeah,
And the Celtics hang on for the win.
Look, and this is the thing. It feels like earlier in the season, that would have been like a flagrant one. They would have got free throws, and the game would have slipped away. Instead, the Celtics, handled their business, found a way to get to the finish line, and did enough to beat a good team.
Derrick White, in his debut for the Celtics, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and Scal caught up with him after the game.
Well, Derrick, welcome to Boston. Coach Ime did not mess around. He's throwing you right out there. How'd you feel out there?
I felt good. I was just trying to figure it out, try not to be in the way and make shots. So it was a good win, and hope I can continue to help the team win.
How was the last 48 hours for you?
It's been a whirlwind. I was shocked when I got traded, but I'm extremely thankful to be here, and I'm happy to be in Boston.
Now, how was it a little bit easier knowing that you already had a relationship with Ime and some of the guys on the staff?
Yeah, I feel like I know a lot of people that are here already, so it's made the transition a lot easier, and just keep growing and learning.
How does your game fit in? Well, we saw it today just moving without the ball, but how does your game fit into what you're seeing so far from before you got here or even today?
I just try to help him out. We got a lot of talent, and try to help him.
What'd you think?
What was the question?
Well, how was the last 48 hours?
For him or for us?
For him.
Man, all that matters is I'm happy that we got him. We pretty lucky. And yeah, he looked good in green.
You advocate for him because of the 2019 USA Basketball?
No, because we both light-skinned.
There we go.
One more. Just the comfort level you have with these guys already since you played with Jaylen and Jayson.
Yeah, that USA experience was huge. Just getting to know them as people and stuff, but I'm excited just to keep growing with them, and it's going to be a fun rest of the season.
Derrick, welcome to Boston.
Appreciate it.
All right, see ya. Send it back to you guys.
Seriously, Derrick White, welcome to Boston. In his debut, he gets Scal running over from the desk. Jayson Tatum,
moment for
I know,
JT to bomb
makes a
in there.
cameo. Man, that never happens to me.
I know.
Let's take a look at the glorious highlights, Forsberg.
I love the initial boost he gave them coming in. Again, here's a guy who doesn't know the plays, probably just out there told to space the floor. Knocks down some threes, showing what Brad Stevens said, that he's going to knock down more threes than we saw in San Antonio this year. I love this move. Just attacks the basket. How often do we see Celtics players get that, stall, wait, hold the ball? No. Quick decisions, quick releases. He makes the right play. That's when That's
another Brad Stevens thing.
Right.
It just makes the right basketball play.
Again, knows when to cut, knows when to be in the right spot. Look, it's not going to be perfect when you're brand new and you're trying to figure this out, but it's been great.
It was certainly great tonight as we welcome in Scal now. Scal, you found your seat. What did you think of the win?
Good win, and Derrick White's real deal. Like, he really does fit in well. Quick decision maker. You see his set point on his shot is nice and high. He catches it, lets it go really fast. So if he doesn't have time or he's up against the clock, which a lot of times when you have Jayson and Jalen on there and they're drawing too and they kick it out to him, you don't have time to set your feet and do all that stuff. So a good win, a gutsy win, and Forsberg, your boy Rob Williams, for a guy who I thought he struggled at times in the past against Jokic, fourth quarter, he was no joke out there. So I think this was a fantastic win on a night where it didn't look like they had it. They figured it out and won the game.
Yeah, it was interesting to me that they go immediately to that crunch time lineup with Rob at the 5, no Al out there to sort of protect him on the back line. And Rob just answered the bell. He really flustered Jokic at times around the basket. I mean, we know the offensive stuff as we watch his highlights. He's going to throw down a bunch of lobs and do all the Rob things. But Scal, how much of a luxury is it for them to go immediately to that? With Derrick White doesn't have a familiarity with that group, and to have the confidence for Rob to defend the MVP and find a way to get to the finish line.
Yeah, so, with that, a lot of times in the fourth quarter, it's just about spacing. You're going to run through Jalen and Jayson, and it's all about getting to the right spot. And I thought on this possession in particular, see, White doesn't even come down with it. They moved it, and they go over the top to Rob Williams. But I just thought, the way that they play right now with their spacing and their passing, and we've seen it against bad teams, but now we've seen it against a good team and a really smart player in Jokic. So, Rob Williams makes that whole thing happen with his verticality threat, and then White he's a very fast decision maker. He can make these things split second, whether it's transition, extra pass, threes, shoot it, drive it. Man, he's a really great fit for this team so far.
Yes, Scal, how remarkable is it what he was able to do? He told you it has been a whirlwind. He was completely surprised by the trade, but to come in out of nowhere, I know he has familiarity with Will Hardy and with Ime, but to be able to do what he did tonight, basically walking off the plane.
And that's my thing with this trade, right? You give up the pick, you give up the right to swap, you give up Richardson, who's been really good. Celtics are rolling right now, right? And so you bring him in, there's a tremendous amount of pressure for him. And then you add in jumping on a plane. I don't know what his family situation is, but getting everybody, where am I living, all that stuff, and then to come out here, and this for me, this is probably his sanctuary, right? But the fact that he can make those elite decisions, man, we saw Evan Fournier come in here and really struggle on his first game, and he had the COVID thing and all that stuff. It is very important to get some momentum on this, but right away, just watching him play, why the Celtics did so much to get him, because there is a missing piece, and there's a lot of guys that can play on the ball, and we hype them up and everything. Very few guys can do both, play on the ball, play off the ball, know how to move, know how to attack, and he's done all those things. So the IQ is off the chart, but even still, making shots and playing the defense, it was everything that we were promised, and he delivered on the first night, which is not easy.
No, as Jayson Tatum said, they're lucky to have him. Scal, thank you very much. I think it's pretty incredible, as we heard Brad Stevens say in the pregame show, this was not a move just for now. It is a move for the next 3.5 years, but it certainly helped the Celtics now as they get the 108-102 win.